Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Expedition Online Season 4. It's Day 5. My name's Shane Byrne. Joining me today from Kilimanjaro, we have KF. How's it going?
I'm doing great. I'm so excited about tonight.
Oh, it's going to be a fun one. The season's been great.
So many characters. I love it.
You love your characters. The last season delivered, and the season so far is also delivering. So last night, Team Wendell, they lost the scavenger hunt. It was fairly close. They ended up losing, and we lose Ron in a unanimous vote at the crossroads. She voted for Shannon. Everybody else voted for Ron, and she is deserted. Carl, talk to me about Ron's game.
Well, when Ron first showed up, I had a huge question mark for Ron, you know? I didn't know how she was going to do. This is not a game that she knows particularly well, like some of the other players in this game this season. So many, pros at this point. But unfortunately, I think Ron's alliance didn't do her justice. I think that they didn't talk to her enough, they didn't rally behind her enough, and at the end of the day, she ended up being a casualty of a poorly organized alliance, really.
Yeah, exactly. Because like you said, she didn't know the game well, but for the people that normally don't know the game well, she did pretty well. She didn't make some of the normal mistakes of staying in one room, not talking. And I don't think she played too hard, although that is a bit why she was targeted, but the other players just had that perspective.
They definitely, I feel like it was her alliance's fault at this point. It was their responsibility in a way to take care of someone who didn't know the game as well. And I don't think they shepherded her as well as they should have.
But with that, Ron is out, and we have a lot of business to get to today. Is there anybody you think that's on the bottom of their party and they need their party to win tonight or else they might go?
There's a group of 4 that seems to be relatively solid, leaving 3 other players kind of on their own. And not only are they on their own, are they not part of the 4, but they're also not kind of working together or trying to, get one of the 4 on their side. I don't even know if they are aware of that 4. And so we have Schneidman, Shannon, Rachel, and JJ kind of working together, leaving Troy, Jon Snow, and Bobby kind of on their own. So if anything, Bobby's one of my favorite players. So I'm kind of concerned tonight for them. Hopefully they don't lose and they'll be able to survive another night, because there's a lot of people on that team that I also really like. So I'd love to see them pull the win tonight.
Yeah, and we will get to that very shortly and see if Team Wendell can pull it out and save some of your favorites another night. But before we get to today's challenge, let's send things over to the players.
Whew. Wow. Just survived another crossroads. When I saw my name, I got nervous. You know, I had a feeling that Ron might vote for me. We hadn't had the chance to talk one-on-one, but the fact that she did vote for me makes me nervous, because that might mean that other people are kind of saying my name first to her. Maybe I am a target.
We all sat in the same room for the last 20 minutes before the crossroad, talking about our favorite concerts and ephemera like that, and Ron just kind of took it. And then she went unanimously. It always sucks to vote somebody out and lose a number. She would have been loyal, but the channel's going to be a lot quieter. So somebody's going to have to make conversation.
It really does not make sense to me why I was voted out. I don't know why, and I told them that.
But I'm going to take this as my move, though. I'm going to say I won this point, and yeah, score 1 for Team Dickson.
I don't know what you're thinking, but I know who I want if we lose to go home. And I'm not trying to be dickish or anything, but I think to keep the tribe strong, Dickson's got to go next. I mean, that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I am fine with that if that's the group consensus. I'm still a little bit worried about Deshawn, just because she was so maybe she has liked our group better, and I would like to talk to her. I haven't talked to her one-on-one.
Yeah.
If she does like us, but is she gonna be loyal to us? So that would, I mean, I'm fine either way.
Maybe it's just my case, maybe it's just me going crazy or something, but maybe there really is already a majority alliance, because it didn't really take that much convincing from other people, despite Nate scoring the highest in the challenge, which I thought was a great reason to keep him, honestly. But no one really argued about it, so maybe on the other hand there is a majority alliance, but I'll keep my eye on that.
I still feel good working with you and Kayla and the greater alliance with Holly and Matthew too. I think that's still pretty strong.
Yeah, no, I really like that idea. I really get like the vibes I get from both you and Kayla, and then like Hallie and Matthew. Like, everybody seems very level-headed. Like, nobody's going to go off the deep end, which I think that's things to value in tribe mates or alliance members or whatever. So yeah, no, I think I really like that idea.
I don't feel like I'm in the best position in my party. Maybe I am, and I just don't know it, and I'm just delusional. And people are probably honestly going to think that I'm really paranoid after this.
I'm having a hard time finding these advantages, so I probably won't find any, but we're going to keep playing hard. We're going to keep trying.
During the exemption challenge, they posted the clue for Hager's advantage in the exemption chat, so both parties had full access to the clue. We had an hour of strategy time, so we weren't able to really look into the clue, or so everybody thinks. Finally, I find it, and just as I'm starting to find it, they're talking about it. They're like, oh, Survivor Nerd, I think there might be an Instagram page for that, and they're on my tail trying to find it at the same exact time I'm trying to find it. So finally, I scroll. I'm trying to keep my face as serious as possible. It'll be interesting to see how well I did in keeping my face like stone cold sober while I'm like, my heart's pumping as I'm trying to get this damn screenshot before anybody else gets it. But I finally take this screenshot. It has the comment, this is an advantage for EO, send it to Shane, and it is. And so now I have a steal a vote that can only be used up to the point when there's 5 players left in the game. And I'm very excited about that. I'm afraid I'm gonna get anxious or paranoid and use it too early and use it incorrectly. But we'll see.
I hope that you're ready for a night at the amphitheater. Your party will need to choose your best performer to be your caller, and the rest of the party will need to choose an order 1 through 6 in which they will guess. The performer or the caller will be sent a list of words in which they will need to act out or describe in words to the rest of the party one at a time in the order that you selected. But remember, the other party will be in the same room describing the same words, just in the reverse order of your list. So you may want to try to act them out rather than describe them, as not to clue in the other party. If you have any questions, send them in your party chat. Good luck.
All right, interesting challenge. It looks like we're gonna have some charades going on. This should be a fun
I think it's
one.
gonna be chaos. I can't wait.
And I know you love your chaos, so this should be good. I'm excited to see how it goes. Do you have any prediction for which team you think is gonna pull us out?
Ooh, that's interesting. I feel like I've heard Team Adam actually talk a little bit about strategy tonight, how they're gonna approach this, and I think they're gonna be the smarter team. And not necessarily work the hardest, but work the smartest. So we're gonna see if that's gonna be enough for them to pull this. But at this point, I'm rooting for Team Wendell. So cross my fingers.
But as you said, I think teamwork is definitely gonna come into play. So without further ado, let's send things over to Jonathan and the players and get to this challenge.
Welcome everyone to Day 5's Exemption Challenge, a night at the amphitheater. Winning party will be safe this evening. Losing party will be joining me at the crossroads, where they will be deserting one explorer. Will you get buried by your competition or rise from the ashes? Let's begin. Earlier on, we had you guys choose a caller for this competition. Looks like we have Sophia for Team Adam, and we've got Schneidman for Team Wendell. All right, so it looks like we have Deshaun for Team Adam and Jon Snow for Team Wendell.
First person to go was me. I was like, oh, really? I'm getting out of my comfort zone. This is really good for me. I'm getting out of being an introvert. I'm getting out of being, just in the background.
All right. So we're going to get Bill and KF to send those words now. You should see them in your party chats within the next few seconds. Quick hand up when you've both received them. All right, let's begin.
Are you not entertained?
This is something that a horse would
Russell
call
Crowe.
in Roman times.
Gladiator.
So like there'd be people riding in it, and then a horse would be pulling it.
Alcohol. Grape alcohol.
It has wheels on it. It has reins.
Yes.
A carriage. Similar to that.
Stab
yeah.
somebody
Think
with
more
it.
Roman.
You
Think
stab
more
somebody with it.
Grecian,
Short.
Or a chariot. Knife, dagger.
Yes. It's
the way that challenge worked. Is we were doing the same words but in reverse order. So before going into that, we told everyone to like listen to what they were saying at the beginning, so you can just say that word.
Use lava and magma.
Volcano.
Yes.
Number 2.
Bobby's good.
A king or a queen lives here.
Okay, Dickson, this is something that a king or queen would live in.
A castle.
No.
Different
Other word. Buckingham.
Word.
Palace. A palace.
Yes.
Terrace.
Our Team Wendell was flying through.
Castle. Somebody rides in it.
Dickson,
You
say what
ride
you
in
just said
it.
before castle.
Paris Castle.
You ride in it.
No,
It's driven by
it's a
oxen. You
palace.
race it. A
that,
blank of gold.
Palace.
Yeah, Dixon's good.
Palace.
Rhymes with
Okay, Dickson, good. Third person.
Shannon's on mute.
Rhymes with a.
Okay,
Shannon, you're
Hager.
muted.
This is something that lava comes out of.
No. Other words. Start with that letter.
Volcano.
You got it. Hager got it. Dagger.
And it was a disaster. I was on like mute half the time. There's a lot of screaming going on.
Letter, but a different word.
Next person. Hallie, this is something that you would
No.
use to stab
Shannon,
someone.
no.
Knife, dagger. You got it, Hallie. Holly, you got it. 5.
It's
Okay, Kayla.
blank
this
of
is something
gold.
that you drink.
Blank of fire. It's driven by oxen.
Wine. Yes, you got it.
And I am just like scrambling to come off of mute and off on video as fast as humanly possible. And as I'm doing it, I'm just screaming, gladiator, gladiator, gladiator. Because I knew that was the word from the other tribe.
Wine. And then Meredith.
Gladiator. Gladiator.
She just said it. Say it again.
Shannon's good. Team Wendell has won the competition.
Are you sure, Jonathan? Pretty sure Meredith got it first.
Hey,
Said it. Meredith said
He was
it.
yelling gladiator.
Meredith said it.
Give me 1 second.
It's driven by
Bill,
oxen.
do we have to go to video
Yes, you got
replay
it.
here?
Yes, you got
Bill
it.
was the referee
And
for
then
the
Meredith.
competition, and I stand corrected. Team Adam
Just said it. Say it
has
again.
won exemption in the closest competition we've had in Expedition Online history. Schneidman, you did a great job pounding through those first 5. Fortunately, we got caught on that roadblock there. And I will be seeing Party Wendell at the Crossroads this evening. You will be voting for one of your explorers to be deserted.
We came through like always. We strategized, which really made it good. We came together.
Imagine being in Game 7 of the NBA Finals and you just make a basket to go up by 2 with the second left in the game, and the other team inbounds the ball and shoots it from half court and makes a game-winning three-pointer. That's what it felt like. Just like they just totally took the wind out of our sail.
Well, that challenge was a first for Expedition Online in many ways. First charades challenge, crazy, and the finish was so close.
I couldn't believe it. It was, wow.
Whoever goes home tonight is probably going to be kicking themselves a little bit, because if they were a millisecond faster,
that's crazy.
It could be completely different.
And to be fair, like the comeback, like I almost did not see it coming, honestly. And we talked about how they had a strategy, and that strategy at the end pulled through and got them the win in a clutch. This is what we come here for, literally.
This is the entertainment we want, and these players delivered it tonight. I'm sure they're going to continue delivering it, but unfortunately, one of them will be saying goodbye tonight. I'm thinking, based on things I've heard the past few days, I think one of the returning players might be in trouble, either Troy or Jon Snow. I know Ron put a target on them. She found out that they had played before, told some people in the party. I know that Jon Snow has been open about it, but will the other players target him for that reason? It's debatable, because in one way, you have experience, you might do well at the game, but we're still early on, we're at the party phase, so the experience can help the team.
Yeah. It's tricky because I think, first thing off, like, as long as the target is not on Bobby tonight, that I'm happy with that, you know? That being said, being a returning player, you definitely have a huge target on your back. Whether or not you have some experience or not, depending how you play that experience, it may come off as, being a little duplicitous if you're not fully open about it. But I'm not gonna lie, I feel like tonight is going to be a really tricky one. We have two players, one of them that does pretty well on challenges. Jon Snow delivers usually on challenges. And then there's someone that tends to be a little bit more quiet, like a gentle soul type of person in Troy. But I don't know if they fully connected with the majority of the party, as I mentioned also earlier, which is this core four that's stringing along all three players.
It'll be very interesting to see. I'm really excited to see it. I'd say let's not waste any more time.
What's up, good people? It's your boy checking in with you guys. It stinks that two of our tribe mates got the boot, but I'm glad that you guys are still here with me. Guys, keep working hard, keep killing it. But I just want to say I'm still fighting with you guys. Y'all got it. You guys have my full confidence. I know you guys could do it. Pull it through. And I will see you soon, hopefully.
That sucked. That sucked ass. Losing that challenge sucked so fucking much. I was so mad.
I basically just made a huge fool out of myself, and I wanted to cry.
Oh God. My thought process, like, kind of going into the weekend was that if we lost again, we would maybe be leaning towards Jon Snow. But like, that was just my thinking after like not really talking to him before Ron's vote.
I did start feeling like there was something going on, but I also just like chalk it up as paranoia too. So it's like, is that really what's happening, or is that just in my mind, right?
But I will vote whatever the group decides.
I bet they're gonna do Shannon.
I bet. Well, that's
I
bet. Now, like, but I don't know. But like,
so what's better for us? Should we just go with them and vote out Shannon for Team Unity?
But I don't know who else would want to do that, because right now Jon Snow's by himself, and then Bobby and Troy are with Shannon.
There's no way Shannon's tossing us. I am ready to yeet Shannon into the abyss. I am ready to let her go. She fucked us all over, and I was sick of looking at her face as she was apologizing to us.
I know, actually, Jon Snow was saying to me the other day too that he was maybe thinking JJ, so I don't know if I feel like, well, he just said that because he hadn't like talked to him and stuff yet. So I don't know if I'm like hoping that his head's still there or somewhere.
Another example of somebody that was probably playing the game a little bit too hard, too quick.
When we talk to Shannon, regardless of what we're going to decide, when we talk to Shannon, 100%, we need to be saying Jon Snow. When we talk to Jon
100%.
Snow, we need to be saying Shannon.
Yes, absolutely.
So then the question is, who are we actually going to vote for? I agree. I kind of thought Jon Snow would be the next one. Yeah. I mean, let me see.
I just like, do we vote her out because that sucked?
I don't want to say on the outs, but I feel like I'm on the edge. Like, I feel like JJ, Schneidman, Rachel, and Shannon are kind of all working together.
Well, I was waiting for someone to come shout at me. I was starting to get a little nervous there.
No, I know.
Hope we can work together, bro. Because I really, I don't want to go home this early. Me, Bobby, Troy, Schneidman. I think I could trust those guys. What are those guys saying? Are they trying to vote me out or what?
They wouldn't give me a name. I don't know. I stayed in there with Bobby and Shannon, and
nobody really would say anything. But my guess is going to be me or you.
I always have it in the back of my mind, but like, you know what? I don't know. Well, what do you want to do?
I don't know either, man. I don't know.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, Rachel?
What are you guys thinking?
We were just talking. We're not. I'm not sure. What are you thinking?
I mean, I don't want to get rid of anyone, obviously. I think there was some maybe disappointment at final performance today because we were so far ahead. I thought there was no way we were going to lose that.
Right.
And so if we're going to play just based off like keeping the team strong, I mean, there's been, I guess, one person that has been weaker in challenges.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right?
Unfortunately, Shannon really screwed it up for us.
I did make an alliance with Rachel tonight, so hopefully she stays true to her word.
I was just gonna say I was gonna plead for my life, just acting like I'm definitely the vote. But am I? Yes.
Not voting for you.
Really? Are you actually gonna vote for John?
Yeah.
I was all alone for that whole time, basically, and then everyone went back to the base camp, and that's exactly what happened with Ron. So I'm like, fuck. If it's me, I kind of just want to know. I promise you on everything, JJ, I have no advantage, no compass, no nothing. I probably would play it tonight if I did, because I obviously feel like I'm going home. I was definitely so nervous because I did sit by myself a lot in camp.
Let's at least get to the merge this time, right? I'd at least like to get to the merge, but I feel like I'm sitting in a pretty good position right now.
And as we're starting to separate, things are starting to happen. Like we're really getting into not just knowing each other and the niceties of talking to each other, but alliances are starting to form.
Seems like everyone's beginning to finally name a dominant alliance, and that would be me, Meredith, Holly, Sophia, and Matthew. That's 5 people. Hager also thinks he's in it, but when I heard people mentioning the alliance, it was primarily those 5 at first.
Meredith and Matthew, and I was just sharing with them like how like I think that we could be like a solid group of people, you know, a good solid like with Matthew. Not that I dislike Dickson or Hagar or Deshawn, but like at some point we're gonna have like a core group that we're working with, and I'm being a little bit of a brat because I really do feel like we have the best girls on our team.
No, I totally agree with you. I think that that's a good group with Meredith and Matthew and Kayla and you and me.
Yeah.
I feel very solid with all of you guys.
I think the consensus is that the girls want to stick together. So Kayla, Sophia, Meredith, and Holly. It seems like Holly and Kayla want Sophia kind of more on the outs, and Sophia maybe wants Holly more on the outs.
So guys, I have to be up really early for a 5 o'clock radio shift. So
Man.
I think I'm going to go. Or y'all want me to stay a little bit? Because I will if you want me to.
No,
you're good. Okay, thank you. I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Bye. I think it's absolutely crazy that people would be willing to go forward with Deshawn.
I would worry a little bit moving forward with Deshawn that she's not like invested in the game and like thinking about like what the smart decision is.
Team Adam all the way. I'm so glad to be on Team Adam.
I will just say I'm feeling like I still closely want to work with Meredith and Kayla and Matthew, then Hager, and then Sophia, then Dickson, then Deshawn. I definitely feel a little bit like it's maybe for being hierarchically, like if we had to get rid of somebody, to me, like I hope that, you know, maybe you're on the same sheet, but it'd be like between like her and Dickson, right? Just
yeah.
The best one I feel about is Holly. I feel like I had a really great conversation with her. I don't know if she's true or not to it, but she seems really honest and stuff like that.
I still want Deshawn out because I can't trust her to work well strategically with me.
And I sadly say Dickson just because I feel like he's just like he's so invested. I feel like he almost is like scarily invested. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he sees danger in places where it's actually safety, and that's a little scary to work with.
I like the guy a lot, but sometimes he thinks too much and he looks too deep into things.
We came to a consensus that if we lose the next challenge, we're probably going to be voting out Dickson. And I like Dickson. He's a nice guy. But I think the way he was describing the challenge and how we could, like, I don't know, use a code for the alphabet. And I don't think other people really followed that. And so it was brought up to me that maybe Dickson would be the next target. And since it's not me, I'm not going to really go against that.
But I feel like he's maybe more invested in the party than Deshaun is. So, like, looking down the line to, like, if there is going to be a party swap, I think he would be better to have than Deshaun, but I don't know.
And I'm going to be honest, I am a little paranoid, and it's hard not to be paranoid in a game that you only have 45 minutes to really make bonds with each night, because we're always stuck in that group together, and we don't really go off.
I feel almost like if there was a swap, I'd be a little bit scared about either one of them sharing information. You know?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What do they tell?
Especially if they're down in numbers and, like, yeah, that's true.
Prior to tonight, I felt like I was a little behind the game in terms of forming alliances. I knew that it looked like Dickson and Sophia were close because Dickson told Sophia that Hager threw his name out, and you could tell that a couple of other people were close too. Like, I felt like Matthew and Kayla. I could tell that Matthew and Kayla seemed like they were really close too. So there were a couple of pairs that were already coming together, it seemed.
Kayla, Meredith, Holly, and I have formed an alliance, and this feels really solid. I feel very comfortable with it. I think we're all on the same page. I like their vibes. I dig working with all of them. So I'm pretty stoked.
I connect with those people the most, and I feel like they make thoughtful, well-planned decisions versus like, I'm going to do this just because it's Tuesday.
I was still thinking of that possible majority alliance that I think exists, but it might not too, that consists of Kayla, Sophia, Matthew, Meredith, and Holly. Well, I'm really hoping out of anyone, like, whenever we do switch, I'm hoping to be with you, Kayla, or Matthew. Because, like, I get good vibes from Matthew, too. Like, I like everybody on our tribe. It's just that I feel like I can connect to you guys the easiest.
Yeah, I like Matthew a lot, too. I feel like he's only been truthful with me, and I don't know, maybe this is presumptuous, but I almost feel like I could tell if he was lying to me. He is quieter, yeah.
Very quiet, so...
But the inverse thing is true, too. Like, Hager talks all the time, but, like, I don't know if I can tell when he's lying or not.
I'm trying to be as honest as possible, but with, you know, we all know we're playing a damn game.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I definitely, you know, even if we stay in the same party and have to go to Crossroads, I want to keep working with you and Matthew.
People want Dickson out, which I don't love because I am in an alliance with Sophia and Dickson.
I still don't know if I can trust this whole Missouri-Illinois alliance. She calls it the Missouri-Dixon Alliance, which I think is honestly a cool name.
Yes, I'm playing a game, and yes, I'm, you know, to some extent thinking of my teammates and the people on the other team even as players on a chessboard, you know, as pieces on a chessboard. But I also have to keep in mind that these are real people, and their real stories actually affect me when I hear them, and they make me, you know, want to work with people because I empathize with their history.
Sophia, I'm a little wary of. I think she's really good at this game, and she's not afraid to take charge, not afraid to put herself in a spot of attention.
I did think about it yesterday, and whenever you have 45 minutes to talk, you can't really be making alliances, especially whenever we don't chat throughout the day and we only have that 45 minutes. So maybe there really are no alliances and there is no majority, and I'm just crazy.
I feel a party swap coming soon, and you know what? Dear Lord, if you're listening, give me a good party swap, please. Thank you. Amen.
Luckily, you know, my social game, I think, has gotten me to this point because I've done so badly in the physical aspects of this challenge.
I do deserve to go home. I deserve to go home. I will say that. But we need to stick to our 4-strong alliance because I really think we could go far, do stick together. And Jon Snow's just a crazy wild card, and he does need to go anyway. He's crazy.
So, I have to make a choice between doing something cathartic in that moment or doing something that the rest of my team wants to do more. Because Bobby was hot on the case for Jon Snow. Yeah, I think JJ and I were alone in a room with Troy for a little bit. And Bobby was like, do not tell Troy, do not tell Troy.
So Troy's voting for me, right?
Yeah, yes. You're gonna get 2 votes.
Just trying to keep the tribe strong and go with what they were voting for.
Yeah, getting votes sucks. I don't envy you in that position, but the plan is Bobby. If Bobby is lying to us, even if Bobby is lying to us, he's still on the wrong side.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I think we are more than good.
I kind of just played it the whole time like I was going home, so there was no doubts in anyone's minds. Hopefully no advantages played or anything like that.
My closest people are Schneidman and Rachel.
I'm thrilled JJ told me I'm his number 1 ally. I don't know who my number 1 ally is yet, but as many people as I can be their number 1 ally, the better. Let's have everybody just want to stick with Schneidman. Everybody, come to me, come into my loving bosom. I would be happy to be your ally.
You know what I think would be the best move tonight, honestly? I was thinking about this all day long, and in my head I was like, I know nobody would be down for this, but I think getting out Bobby tonight would be the biggest move. I think he's playing all sides right now really, really well, and I feel like he's just like a charmer. Like, everybody loves him, and I don't know. I just feel like no one would see it coming if, like, the 4 of us did do that.
I felt like today was like the first like real day of playing. I think a lot of us were having to lie. I don't disagree with you. I think Bobby is very personable, and I think he has played this game, well, not Expedition, but like similar games many, many times. I think he's kind of figured it out.
I feel like I really bonded with Bobby tonight, and I do not want to have to vote him out, but I feel like that might end up being something that people are pushing.
So I don't disagree with you. I think there was some talk about possibly Jon Snow because that is what had been discussed before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're at 8-7, so we're about to be at 7-7. If we think that there's going to be some kind of swap or merge coming up, I mean, it might not be a bad idea to do Bobby, like you're saying.
And I like my whole alliance I have going. I think Shannon, Rachel, JJ, Bobby, we have a thing. We have a connection. Bobby wanted to try to get me to keep my extra vote a secret because he was worried that it would put a target on my back. Fuck that. I'm also not like only telling Bobby, okay? On my alliance list, Bobby is at the bottom of my alliance to me. I like Bobby. He's at the bottom of my alliance. I'm not keeping it a secret from everybody else.
I do think Bobby's playing every side. But
Bobby has done his research on all of us, and we should all know that.
Yeah. When he was saying that he went through your Facebook, that was a little weird. Yeah, see, honestly, this is kind of why Bobby needs to go soon, I think.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's there. Hey, Bobby.
Hey, I just said I'm gonna bounce in to see if I can catch y'all saying something.
Welcome everyone to the Crossroads. I know not exactly the place you guys want to be today. So, first off, we got to talk about that challenge and the whirlwind of emotions we put you guys through there. And I mean, I called you guys as the winner. I thought you were the winner. It was that close. Take me through that, and yeah.
So, I felt pretty confident going into the challenge. I felt that we had chugged through the first part and I was feeling pretty good. And I was honestly not really even paying attention to the other side. It hadn't occurred to me that they were that close. And so once I heard her say the word, I was like, we won. It's over. She said chariot, it's over. We won. It didn't occur. I didn't even think that they were on their last person. So I was excited. I was pumped to not be meeting you here tonight, as lovely as it is to spend time with you, Jonathan. But I, and I was, I think my teammates and even some of the mods in the room could tell you I was pretty cranky after we lost. I was pretty cranky. I wasn't thrilled.
Oh, I completely understand that. Yeah, I mean, it was a super tight battle, and it kind of came down to you guys. Quite honestly, were better at the actual miming of the charades part of the game. But unfortunately, Team Adam had the strategy. What was your game plan going in? Did you guys think to listen for the other team's answers like Team Adam did there? I saw some.
I didn't really have a chance. I was like the first one up, so I kind of just had to just go as fast as I could.
Troy, how do the challenges come into the conversations as you guys are going through the process of deciding who everyone's going to vote for?
Honestly, I think everybody has a bad day. I think they come into a question and stuff, but I think that's just because we're looking for a reason. I don't think it's that they perform bad one day and that automatically gives them the reason that they should be voted. I think like I said, we all have bad moments. We have that one moment where we're like sure of something.
So at the last crossroads, it was Ron taking a unanimous vote, and by her reaction, really didn't look like she saw that coming at all. Take us through the decision to go for Ron there.
I hope we all really actually like each other and don't want to vote anybody out. And I've been pretty vocal about saying let's be unanimous as much as we can, and I think the feeling was that Ron was probably the person who was not as strong at challenges, and that we could all agree was kind of just an easier one for everyone to agree on.
Jon Snow, does that mean that we're expecting a unanimous vote again today? And if so, who's that vote going to be on?
I mean, we all expect something, but do we get what we expect? Not always, right? You know what I mean? Like, honestly, in the back of my mind, I always think, I could be blindsided. You know what I mean? Like, it just sticks there, it lingers there in the back, and it's just like you never know, right? Because things happen, right? But I hope we stay united. I do. I hope we do. You know what I mean? But I guess we won't know until after the vote is in.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point that you're kind of touching on there. JJ, I mean, when you have a unanimous vote and then now we're going into another vote, if it's unanimous again, that's just causing more paranoia, I would think, because obviously no one knows when it's going to be them.
It's almost like you kind of have to have some sort of like order in your own mind personally, and just hope that like when you go into each crossroads, if you have to go there, that like everybody's just thinking that same thing for an order. But like, yeah, of course, like if we were unanimous on the first two votes, like if we're going to be unanimous again, that means that somebody was obviously going to have to be left out of it. So it's hard to navigate when you're trying to do unanimous votes, but like it works if everybody's on the same page.
Yeah. And Bobby, I noticed that you guys were sitting in the base camp all together there for quite a few minutes before the crossroads had started. It seemed like everyone had their plan in place. How does that make you feel?
I mean, you never know. Like, you have to expect the unexpected, but I think, unfortunately, what happened tonight, I'm not going to say made it easy in the sense of that it's an easy vote, but everybody gets along so well, you're always looking for something that's going to give you a justifiable reason to say, hey, this is who I'm going to vote, but it's not, so I don't know, I feel like this will probably be another unanimous based on the conversations, but I guess we'll wait and see.
Is anyone worried about any advantages coming into play? We've seen a number of clues, public clues. I'm sure there's been a few hidden clues.
I feel like they're coming eventually.
Go ahead, John.
They're coming eventually. They're bound to come sooner or later.
Anyone expecting to see one tonight?
Not expecting it, but would it surprise me? Probably not.
Does anyone feel like it might be them? Who's feeling nervous here? Or is everyone... Oh, I got a hand from Shannon, hand from JJ. We'll go to Shannon first. I saw your hand there. Obviously, you already spoke a little bit about the challenge. Is it just that, or the way the conversations were going seemed like it was going to be you?
Yeah, so we did the challenge, and then when we got after the challenge, I really kind of sat by myself for the whole and then when people did kind of join, they just didn't say a name, just know you're the one going home. At this point, I've kind of did it, I guess. I've let myself down completely, but it is what it is.
JJ, I saw your hand up as well.
Yeah, I feel like it's always something that I just always have like this little nervous bug in my ear that's like, something's gonna happen, you're gonna go. So I feel like that's the other thing too. Like if you get to a point where you're like feeling too comfortable, then like that's not a good thing. So I always try to just stay on guard and expect it, and then be happy if it's not me. That means that I'm trusting the right people. So
Awesome. All right. Well, before we close down the Whisper Room for the evening, I do want to give everyone one last chance to try to sway this vote before we get to it. So if anyone has anything they'd like to say, one last final plea, now would be the time to do so. All right, with that deafening silence, the Whisper Room is now closed. If you have an advantage that can be played before the votes, now is the time to do so. All right. Bobby, you were the first to vote. All right. Looks like I have everyone back. So if you have an advantage that can be played after the votes, now would be the time to do so. All right, we'll get to the votes. First vote is for Jon Snow. Second vote is for Jon Snow. Third vote is for Jon Snow. Fourth vote is for Shannon. Fifth vote, and all of the votes afterwards are for Jon Snow. John, by a vote of 6-1.
I felt like it was coming.
Crossroads.
I felt that it was a good blind side. I felt like it was coming. I knew when Schneidman was going down with Shannon, and when JJ went down before, I felt like it was coming. But it is what it is. Thanks for having me. It was fun.
John, we loved having you. Appreciate it. If you could stick around. As for the rest of the party, you may go back to base camp.
It's hard to keep the biggest target and the biggest threat in the house, right? They had to get rid of me, right?
Have a feeling we're going to be merging or like swapping parties soon, and the whole game's going to change.
All right, with that, Jon Snow is our next casualty. He's going down in a 6-1 vote against Shannon. It's sad to see him go. I feel like he was doing great in the game. He seemed integrated with people. He was navigating the fact that he had this returning player stigma attached to him, and he's a great character. We all know that. Carl, you've played with him before, or you voted him out before too. What went wrong for him this time?
Jon Snow is such a lovable person, but honestly, I feel like
he kind of makes it easy. Like I don't think, specifically tonight, I don't think he had the fight. Like, you know, first of all, the whisper room not even being used tonight is a little crazy because I believe that he kind of thought that he might have been up tonight. So like, if he didn't have enough time during the strategy session, he definitely should have utilized that whisper room tonight. And I don't think he did. He kind of just like, you know, let it happen. I think, you know, that yeah, obviously was at the detriment of his game. That being said, you know, being a returning player is so hard. Honestly, it's so hard. And even if you know, people like it's so early in the game, people like to find the slightest reason to vote you off. And when they can't find something, that, like, you know, that makes it too easy for them.
Right. It's any little thing that can make you a target, even just for the moment. It makes you a target, and your game's done.
Yeah.
Yes. With Jon Snow leaving, we're down to 14. We have 8 on Adam, 6 on Wendell. It's really 7-7 because Deshaun's an original Wendell. So it's really going to be exciting to see where this game goes. Will Adam have the momentum now? They won 2 challenges in a row. Remains to be seen. We might have some twists up our sleeves too. So we'll see what that is. But if you want to keep up with all the action, make sure you like and subscribe to us here on YouTube. Follow us over on Instagram. We're at Expedition Online. Catch up with all the content. With that, though, let's shut it down for the night. I was Shane Byrne. With me was the always energetic Carl from Kilimanjaro. This was day 5 of Expedition Online Season 4, and we will see you tomorrow for day 6. Peace.
It sucks because I actually was open to working with this guy at the beginning, but I knew some things about him prior to the game that I was waiting for him to disclose to me to build trust, and he never did. And tonight his name was the name that came up, and it was just more like better him than me. Again, it's too early in the game to like rock the boat or really try to make a stand to save somebody or plead for somebody. So with that being said, my vote is for Jon Snow.
My vote is pretty simple tonight. I think that this is the person I didn't connect with a lot, and personally heard that you were tossing my name out at least once. So my vote tonight is for Jon Snow.
All right, so hopefully this vote's unanimous and they're not trying to vote me out. I feel like they might, but you never know. So Shannon, that's my vote. So hope they're not voting me out.
All right, I'm voting for Jon Snow. I don't know if it's going to be unanimous tonight, but I really hope it is.
Da 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 na 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 na. You are an unbelievable person. I think the way you've turned your life around is amazing. Unfortunately, it had to be you tonight. Thanks for everything.
Tonight, my vote is for Jon Snow. If it's not you, it's me. So I'm hoping my alliance is actually an alliance and they're staying strong tonight. Honestly, John, I was interested in working with you, but as soon as you preached all your loyalty to me and then was throwing my name out, obviously I'm gonna vote your name to stay alive. But yeah, I really hope you go.
Sorry, John, but I'm gonna try to keep it unanimous in the group, hopefully.
I love how you're using all my lines.
You wrote the script. You told us to do that.